Okay, good evening, kiddies. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on whatever level that, well, we won't discuss here, will we? All right, I got a lot of articles backed up, and I want to get them caught up for you. I got to get back on the consistent day-to-day thing, and then, oh, man, it's just been crazy here. But, we got a lot of things to handle. Lady G's recovering, but not back up fully to par yet. So let's go ahead. Let's get into what I do have, and let's run through it rather quickly, shall we? Okay, first up on the docket, we got BBC America sets for Doctor Who Spinoff class for 2016. Pretty basic stuff here. Basically, it's going to air fall. That's all we know. It's going to be 8-part series. It's going to be run by Patrick Ness. All the usual stuff. It's already set there on BBC Three, and it's kind of weird because BBC Three is probably going online by the end of this year. Now, we've already found out. Hang on. Once again, more stuff about it. And apparently it's beginning to look more and more like me that this is going to be a plug-in because Doctor Who is not going to be running till late. I'll have more on to that later as soon as I hear more info on when filming is going to actually begin because it is still looking like April. Okay, and keep that in mind, yeah. It's going to be co-executive produced by Moffat, Patrick Ness, and Brian Minchin. And this will film in and around Wales starting this spring. We already know that because we've talked about it earlier. Okay, keep going on. Something we already know probably pretty much is that Paul McGann is open to, of course, coming back for more live-action appearances. And the thing is, they should have had him back for an entire episode back during the 50th anniversary year and not kiss him off with a 7-minute little mini-sode to have him regenerate to legitimize the War Doctor. And like I said, I'm not saying the War Doctor is a bad thing because I've actually come to enjoy John Hurt's performance as the War Doctor. And if you have a chance, this weekend we're going to be doing Only the Monstrous, which is the War Doctor's first Big Finish box set. And we're going to be talking about this week on the Omega Files. And okay, but briefly, yeah, I've come to accept the War Doctor. As a matter of fact, you also get a chance to listen to Engines of War. But I really would love to see McGann at least get an appearance on the main show, do a 2 Doctors kind of thing, give him a little more airtime for crying out loud. The guy has only had, let's see, we had the 80-something minute movie. I would see then minus commercials. I ain't going to add it up. That's math. Okay. Over on SciFi Bolin, 3 Doctors have faced their masters in the new Big Finish trilogy. And this is going to be 2 incarnations of the Master teaming up to battle 3 different versions of the Doctor. And this is going to be Jeffrey Beavers, who you saw on screen as the Master in The Keeper of Traken, and Alex McQueen, who's played him on Big Finish. And, of course, he's going to be going up against, if I remember right, it's going to sorry, yeah, all right, they got it right there. Yeah, I knew this a minute ago, and then I got to read it to confirm. Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy. So you're going to have 2 Doctors comparing up against Doctors 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to hearing that series. Really look forward to hearing how it works out because it's these are always good. Okay, River Song returns with the 8th Doctor and in the studio for an all-new Doctor Who spinoff. Of course, she was already back doing more recordings apparently this past week. And this goes a little bit more about it. Yeah, let's see. I think they talk about Diary of River Song and Wake Up. Sorry if I'm running a little bit fast today, but I got to get these done so I can get this uploaded. So please go check this out. And have a listen to Diary of River Song, and they do handle the 8th Doctor and River in a very interesting way. So I don't want to give away too much because I want you to go listen to it for yourself. Diary of River Song. Another Big Finish production. I know I plugged them a lot, but Big Finish is an awesome thing to have, especially when you're at work and you want something to listen to other than music. And it's really great to be able to go off on an adventure with the Doctor while you keep your hands busy at work. Just don't go a little too far because that's all you need is to wake up in the hospital having learned that while you were off on your trip with the Doctor, a machine ate your hand. Okay, moving on. Stephen Moffat's filled in plot holes from Doctor Who Heaven Sent. Apparently there's a lot of people, and of course, Whovians are notorious for doing this, nitpicking, and apparently there was a bunch of nitpicking involved on things on Heaven Sent, and he does explain all of them right here in this particular article. All right, moving on. Final Australian ratings for The Husbands of River Song. Okay, came in with 761,000 consolidated viewers. That is damn good. It was the highest time-shifted program of the day. The second highest only had 33,000 extra viewers. So just think, time-shifted, 186,000 extra viewers, and it was the 7th highest rated program of the day overall. Once again, Doctor Who kicking ass in Australia. And of course, this is just announcing that we've got the news now that BBC America is going to be co-producing Class, which is going to be the 8 1-hour spinoff. I don't know if it's going to have another thing after that. It could if it takes off. If not, bye. Okay. Sylvester McGoy checks into the Real Marigold Hotel. He's going to star in the BBC Two travel documentary series, The Real Marigold Hotel, which takes the cast on the journey of a lifetime. And if you're into this kind of thing, boom, here he is, looking good, looking well, and he's really treading the world still, that old crazy man, him. Okay, Doctor Who Magazine 495. For those of you who don't know it, it's already out. And I can't remember if I covered this or not, so I threw it in. Like I said, I'm used to doing these day to day, and I got off track. So if you don't know what's in Doctor Who Magazine 495, here's a bunch of little stuff that guides you through it. Some nifty little things from the interviews, blah, blah, blah. Go check this out. And they do talk about Diary of River Song right here. This is really neat. Like I said, you got to listen to that one. It's really good. And lastly for today, Topps Doctor Who trading cards. That's right. They have been released in the United States, and this will be the first comprehensive Doctor Who trading card released in the U.S., featuring 200 base cards. This set explores characters and storylines from across the 50-plus years of the Doctor Who saga. And here's the 5 insert sets you want to go after. And if you're into the trading cards and whatnot, here's your thing. Here's a preview of some of them. If you click on these, they get bigger. Oh, looky. Ooh. Apparently, there's also rare autographed cards. I almost forgot to mention that. Very sorry. And because we were talking about this the other day in one of the chats. So, you may land an actual autograph, baby. All right. So that's all I had for today. And once again, I know a lot of people are freaking out because of the last big news report I did about filming set to start in April. And I wouldn't be saying that unless I've heard it from multiple different places, from different people. All not on just this side of the pond, but there's people who are out by Rothlock who said they've heard this in and around Rothlock Studios. So that's the only reason I went out on a limb and I reported it. And it's just kind of weird that they're starting that late in the year. I don't think they've started this late in the spring since they did the 50th anniversary special. And so you got to wonder, what is the plan? How's it going to air? And of course, details will come when the Beeb decides to, finally unclamp and let us know what's going on. But that's all we can do. Keep watching the show. It will be here. It'll be here sometime this year. And I have faith in that. I really hope it happens. Okay, well, I'm getting out of here. So take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. And I hope you enjoyed this little update because, oh my God, I've had articles back it up since the end of last week. And I'm going to try to get back on a day-to-day schedule if I can. It's really, really trying right now to do so. Okay, take care. Ta-ta. Later. Bye-bye.